In this lesson, we will learn how to solve a line graph question in the academic writing task 1. For better understanding, I will take a sample question and will solve it step by step. Let's have a look at the sample question, which says, the graph below gives information about internet users in 3 countries between 2000 and 2010. Write a report for a university lecture describing the information shown below. Make comparisons where relevant. And here is our graph, which depicts internet usage data from 3 different countries. We have the percentage of individuals on the y-axis and the years on the x-axis. And the 3 different lines represent the 3 different nations. To answer this type of question, we will make a quick draft. Here we will write an introduction, an overview, body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. In the introduction, we will simply paraphrase the question. To save our time, we will not do it in the draft. In the overview, we will write about the overall trend or general trend that the graph follows. It should be the most noticeable feature of the chart. And for the body paragraphs, we have to analyze the graph first. Then we will plan how we will group the information for body paragraph writing. Before we start writing this task, I will take about 2 to 3 minutes to make a quick draft. In the first body paragraph, I will group information about the 2 nations that have the highest number of internet users. Looking at the graph, we can see that Italy and Australia have the highest number of internet users. So I will write about Italy and Australia together in the first body paragraph. For the second body paragraph, I will write about Mexico, which has the lowest number of internet users as compared to the other 2 nations. I will start adding the notes here. First of all, I will take Italy, where users increased from 5% to more than 80%. I will write, in Italy, users rose steadily from 5% to more than 80%. Then I will move on to Australia. Here the percentage of people increased at very fast rate until 2006, and since then it is still increasing but at a slower rate. I will write, in Australia, the percentage dramatically increased from 10% to 60% until 2006. And then there was a slight increase from 60% to over 65% from 2006 to 2010. Now we will write about Mexico in the second body paragraph. In Mexico, the number of internet users increased slowly at first and then stayed same for the next 3 years and then increased slightly until 2010. I will write, in Mexico, the percentage increased up to 20% until 2006, then leveled off, and then rose slightly. We will express these features in our writing. Now let's start solving this line graph question. I'm going to start with an introduction in which we have to paraphrase the question. That is, the graph below gives information about internet users in 3 countries between 2000 and 2010. So I will write, the given chart provides information on internet users from the year 2000 to 2010 in 3 nations. After the introduction, we will write the overview, which is the most trendy feature of this given line chart. On having a first look at the line chart, I can see that all 3 nations are on an upward trend, which means internet users are increasing in all 3 nations, but Italy has the highest number of internet users as compared to the other 2 nations. I will write, overall, the proportion of internet users has increased in all 3 nations throughout the 10-year period shown. I will continue to write, when compared to Mexicans and Australians, Italy had the highest percentage of people using the internet. Moving forward, I will continue to write the first body paragraph. On considering the draft, in the first body paragraph, I will start writing about Italians whose number increased from 5% to more than 80%. So I will write it as the percentage of Italians who use the internet has risen steadily from 5% to more than 80% by 2010. Then I will go over the Australian users who have also increased dramatically and then slightly. I will write it as similarly, the proportion of people in Australia using the internet was about 10% in the year 2000 before it dramatically increased to around 60% of the population in 2006. I will continue writing. Then the number rose slightly at the end of the period, reaching a little over 65%. After this, we will write the second body paragraph and explain the trend in Mexico. Here, the Mexico users went through three different stages. First, a gradual increase, then leveling off, and finally a slight increase. I will explain the whole trend as, in contrast, the figure for Mexico was lower in 2000 at about 3%. In 2006, internet usage in Mexico reached around 20% of the population. I will continue writing. Then the figure for Mexico leveled off at 20% from 2006 to 2008 and climbed slightly to just over 22% by the end of the period in 2010. So this is all about solving a line chart question. With some practice, you'll be able to attempt this task. So good luck and keep practicing.